Hi, I'm JP.
And I'm Adam.
I've never seen Lost.
I have.
I'm told that it's good.
I liked it.
I'm told that it made sense.
Sort of.
But we're watching it out of order.
So it definitely won't make sense.
But it might still be good. Since we won't expect it to make sense, we'll still be able to appreciate each episode on its own merits as a 1-hour story.
Sometimes 2 or 3.
As opposed to just a fraction of an ongoing, sprawling, and increasingly complex tangle of relationships, personal stories, mysteries, mythologies, experiments, social dynamics, unnatural disasters, unanswered questions, and hot tropical hookups.
Are you okay?
I'm not sure.
Because you lost me a little bit there at the end.
Well, good, because I've been lost since the beginning.
We're
Lost on Lost.
Welcome everybody to Lost on Lost. I'm Adam Busher and I'm joined as always by... fill in the blank, JP Russell. There's supposed to be a joke there. I forgot to write one.
No, that's my legal middle name. Thank you for finally recognizing it.
Awesome. Before we get started, we have a coffee shout-out to make.
Hey!
He goes by a different name on his social media than he does in his real life, so I don't know how to shout him out. I always call him Jam, so he's Jam to me, and he dropped half a C-note on us. So this one's for you, Jammer. Gracias por el dinero. Lo apreciamos mucho.
What are we going to do with all this newfound power?
I'm going to take it and pay for the hosting fees. So I hope you're okay with that.
Oh, yeah.
Today we are talking about Dave, the 18th episode of Season 2 and the 43rd episode of Lost overall. Our centric character is everyone's favorite #1 heavyweight contender, Hugo Hurley Race. Dave takes place on the 62nd day after the crash of Oceanic Flight 815. JP.
Yeah.
Got a recap for us?
I sure do.
Let's hear it.
Okay, here we go. Let's do a recap. Frank, shut the fuck up. Frank, I'm trying to do the recap. Thank you. On the island, Hurley struggles with food, his guilt, and his subconscious. Yet, Frank, yes, it would be weird if someone had an imaginary friend. Now, please be quiet. Jack is tending to Locke's wounds in the hatch, while Saeed is trying to give Henry Gale some new wounds. Frank, listen, we're going to talk about that. Jesus Christ, man. This is just the recap, okay? Let me fucking finish. Thank you. In the before times, Hurley isn't losing weight, but he's losing his mind. Frank, if you say one more goddamn word, I'm going to hit you in the head with a fucking rock. Thank you. In the words of Hurley's dad, Dave's not here, but we sure are, so let's get lost on Lost. Adam, we have a guest.
What? Since when?
Well, you folks out there in internet land might know him as Mad Dog, but we know him as Mark. Welcome to the show, Mark Duntz.
No one knows me as that. There's no
Everybody
way.
does. Everyone does.
Oh, that nickname's going to catch like wildfire.
Yeah. It's like the time I tried to get Coors Light to be called CL Smooth across the nation, and now no one does.
Oh, my God. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm using CL Smooth for sure now.
Definitely.
Oh, there we go.
CL Smooth, endorsed by Mad Dog. Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you like to do when it comes to watching TV and movies?
A lot more movies.
Okay.
TV usually just shows that have like a max of 10 episodes. That's about all I can commit to. Yeah.
We were separated at birth, brother.
I know. Yeah. The people who are like, you should just start watching like How I Met Your Mother right now. How do I do that? What?
No.
But I like shows like The Crown, or I just finished Peaky Blinders.
Nice.
But a lot more movies.
Sure.
Way more likely to just watch a movie after work or something like that.
Nice. So when it comes to the ABC television program Lost, what is your history with this cultural touchstone? Have you never watched it? Were you a big fan? What's your background with the show?
It was a show that I think my parents or friends of my parents watched while I was in middle school and high school.
Okay.
I've never watched the show up until today. I watched episode 18 of season 2, Dave. And
Nice.
what an eye-opener.
Yeah. Well, this is an interesting one to jump in on.
We're very focused on one character. Are they all like that?
Yeah. Pretty much every episode has a centric character, and over the course of the entire show, characters have more than one centric episode. Like I think by the end of the show, like Jack ends up having like 15, but like
episodes than characters.
Yeah, and Hurley ends up having a fair chunk of like he's one of the. I think he ends up being like the top 3 or 4 centric characters total by the end of it.
He's the character that I think of when I think of Lost.
Nice.
And having watched no Lost at all, that probably means kind of a lot, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, because like it's not like Jorge Garcia is like a megastar or anything like that, but like
just know him from Lost.
He fucking should be though, man.
Exactly.
Come on.
He's awesome. Like he's done a lot of TV, a fair amount of TV. Like after this got done, like I think Alcatraz was the next thing he did after that.
Yeah, and then we talked about that.
And then he was on Hawaii 5-0 for a while too. But yeah, I mean, but he's phenomenal to watch, at least for me. So he should do more.
Totally. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Jorge Garcia and Hurley and Lost, shall we?
Let's do it. Dave originally aired on April 5th, 2006.
Heck yeah.
It was written by our good time boys, Kitsis and Horowitz, and directed by Big Jack Bender. There are no more jokes about these 3. We've made all the good ones and several bad ones. We've resorted to trivia, anecdotes, and just plain old filmography. Have we mentioned that Kitsis and Horowitz worked together on Felicity? Yeah?
I feel like we did, maybe.
Well, then that's it. The well is dry.
Oh, okay. It's time to start making up lies about them.
They were a bank robbing duo in the 70s.
There we go, exactly.
Kubrick may have directed the moon landing, but Kitson said Horowitz wrote it.
The architects of the moon landing.
The architects. Oh, boy. So, all right, Dave, it opens on the beach.
Yeah, Libby and Hurley out for a jog, getting some exercise.
Mm-hmm. One of them struggling, one of them not.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, listen, I've been forced to work out fairly consistently for about the last 12 years of my time in the military. I still fucking look like that when I run. It never gets easier. PSA from Lost on Lost, don't do cardio, just die early.
Cardio is hardio. Here's the thing. I'm a runner. I've been a runner most of my life. Not as much as I've gotten older, but I still like to run. I run as much as I can. In my peak of my, I would say, like adulthood, like running shape, me and a former guest of the show, Adam Haas, would go running on the beach whenever we went to Malibu. That shit is hard when you are in good condition. Like running on sand is fucking impossible.
Yes.
So yeah, I was like neither one of you two can do this for very long.
Nah.
Like she should be winded. Like sand running's hard.
You feel it in your calves.
You feel it everywhere, and then sand gets everywhere. And it's just like,
yeah.
So yeah.
Now I'm picturing Haas running slow motion in the sand, and it's bringing me quite a bit of joy. So
there's a picture of the two of us returning from a beach run on Facebook that got like 15 or 16 likes, so it was pretty good.
Whoa, that thing's doing some fucking numbers.
Yeah.
In the presence of greatness, I never knew.
So he's she's trying to encourage him. Like,
yeah,
I just want to.
She's very sweet.
Yeah, I want to start off. Libby's like the only one when it comes to Hurley's weight. Her encouragement of him to lose weight doesn't seem like it's coming from like a fat phobic place. Right. And that happens throughout the episode. I just want to say that right now in case we forget to talk about it later. I don't know how we could.
It does seem to be the theme of the episode.
Right. Yeah, I feel like the writing of this episode is very much teetering on that. So.
Yeah, because like it flirts with that line, it crosses that line, and sometimes it doesn't. Like here, she's just like, she's just being encouraging. Like she's not like, you have to lose weight, otherwise I won't find you attractive. He already had made. He had made mention himself of like having lost weight since they crashed, wanting to. So like she's encouraging his desires and whatever. So, so I don't know. But yeah, she's very sweet.
But it's one of those where it's like, man, I sure like you. I'd like you to be healthy, like, and so we could spend more time together.
Yeah,
like, I need you around.
Yeah, and yeah, Libby, she does such a good job of that. And
oh my god,
of course, Libby played ably by Cynthia Watros, who appeared on Titus for 3 seasons. During her encouragement of him, he's like, look, I've got a problem. I'm sick, is how he frames it.
Yeah.
Which is, it makes me think back to when we had Kim on, when we had another Hurley episode. It flashed back to Hurley when he was a kid, and like his dad gives him a candy bar, and she was like, oh, this is how we're going to justify the fact that Jorge Garcia is a fat actor. We're going to give his character an eating disorder. And that's where it then ended up leading, which is, I think, an interesting thing to have happened earlier and then now happened.
Yeah, oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to bring that up later. Never mind. Continue, please.
But that's how he frames it. He says, I'm sick. And then he shows her what he means by that. He takes her out into the jungle. He has stashed just a bunch of food from the hatch.
We got 2 gallons of Dharma Ranch, baby.
Dude, the ranch. Speaking of, just I would like to note that the very first thing that he does is throw ranch into the air, covering most of his shirt, and then it's a hard cut to nothing being on his shirt. In fact, nothing that he throws, every single time he throws something in the air and it completely covers him, it's not in the next thing that he throws up in the air. Yeah. And then when he's done, he's just pretty much just sweat. Yeah. It's miraculous.
So I would also like to bring up that, you know, as we know, most of this show is filmed on location, and filming is not a quick process. So at some point early in the process, because they do show the food sort of like compounding on top of itself on the ground, he had poured a bunch of ranch on the ground. Then they had to take other takes from other angles, and hot Dharma Ranch is just cooking in the jungle heat, and that set had to smell great.
I got to assume it wasn't real ranch dressing, but it was still something that looked like ranch dressing. I got to assume that didn't smell great either.
No, it's got to be real ranch. It's headcanon for me now. Sorry.
Well, because I'm sitting here trying to think, what could they have made fake ranch out of? And like the first thing that came to my head was Elmer's glue, and I'm like, that's not going to work.
Because I think everything is worse than ranch. Like there is nothing.
Right. Like
the best case is just ranch.
It's just the best idea maybe it's like just the ranch.
I don't know, make like the exact right ratio of like water and like baking soda or
starch,
something.
Something.
Yeah, something. I don't know. I just feel like it'd probably be easy to just go get a gallon of ranch and slap a new label on it. I don't know.
Because it comes in those big food service containers. That's the gallon ranch. It's
anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, he pours out all the fucking food.
Again, with encouragement from Libby, she was like, you know, you can make this change if you want, and then he does it. Like he's like, yeah, I don't want to be the guy who's hoarding food, and he dumps all this stuff out all over the place, and they have this really sweet like sort of triumphant celebration of his sort of like resolve or whatever.
It's a victory. I also had to write, hey, don't dump all that shit out, give it to the other starving people on the beach.
Literally what I was thinking the entire scene. I was like, I understand the message here, but logically asshole move.
Right.
Just like if anybody else on the island was witnessing, they'd be like, "Whoa, none of us have a problem."
The ranch.
Yeah.
Our problem is we don't have any fucking canned beets or whatever.
Yeah.
I heard something about mangoes. Is the island just populated solely by mangoes?
Chock-a-block full of mangoes, baby.
Yeah. Basically, like that's how
I could do that. I think
you just mango.
Pure mango diet.
They're basically,
I think I could.
They're surviving on essentially just like fish and fruit. Yeah, so like mangoes, like the occasional coconut.
And boar.
Yeah, every once in a while they kill a wild boar and eat that. But they're
a bit gamey,
and they migrate around the island, so they're not always in the same place. It's tough to. I don't know. They come and go. But yeah, like Jin, a character we see here just in a moment. Jin is a fisherman, so he catches fish all the time.
Yeah,
Jin only speaks Korean. Yes. But his wife speaks English.
Correct.
I know so much about the show.
Boom. I think that's just a testament to the writing, is how much you were able to...
how much I've been able to learn in an episode that has nothing to do about those characters at all. Yeah. It's interesting.
Speaking of Sun and Jin, they run into the scene.
Exactly, yeah.
They literally do. And then Mary does as well. I'm going to refer to him as Mary.
As well,
that's fine.
Is that Charlie?
Yeah, that's Charlie. That's Charlie.
No, it can just be Mary. That's fine.
But yeah, I prefer Mary.
And then some background unnamed survivors also come through here, but they're shouting.
Those are usually my favorite people.
Yeah, the C tier, the ones that get no stories and no names.
But when they get actual screen time that's not like in the background, I'm always really excited for them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the heel of the show, if they said his name, the dude with like the long hair,
Sawyer.
Yeah, they
the
did
Southern,
say that.
yeah.
Yeah, they did say his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't always do a great job of reintroducing people to characters. We've gone entire episodes where they will not name a character until literally the last scene.
No, but I do grasp this entire character.
Yeah,
from this
right.
episode.
He could be called
for sure.
He could be called
For
anything.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a supply drop that's coming. This is not the first supply drop that we've seen on the show.
Yes.
But a whole airdrop shipment of new Dharma products just dropped, and the survivors are picking over it.
Mm-hmm. Just like ants on like a dropped cookie, man. Just like,
Well, so people are starting to get, like, oh, this is mine. You know, everyone's obviously, I mean, it's still a resource scarce environment.
Yeah.
And Sawyer says, hey, you guys are like locusts. I'm sorry, Sawyer. You were the person who stole everything from everyone in season 1. You can promptly shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Him saying, how about a little order here? That was pretty
He's
out of
also
line.
in the middle of grabbing like 9 things.
Yeah,
he's got like 5 things in his
exactly.
hands, and he's like, "You guys are maniacs."
Oh my god.
Charlie calls him out on his hypocrisy. He's like, hey, man, are you kidding? You calling for order? That's kind of... But then Sawyer calls him baby napper.
Yeah, I assumed that there was a whole thing behind that I just didn't know.
Yeah, same with us. We don't know about it either.
Because, due to the nature of watching the show out of order, I don't think we've seen the part where Charlie kidnaps a baby.
Interesting.
And now I have that to not look forward to.
Yeah, because that seems like some dark shit that's going to be hard to make fun of.
And also just no other character was like, excuse me, hold on, go back to the kidnapping
the part
thing.
where he...
So everybody else clearly knows.
Yeah, and
We know that it's of little consequence in the end.
yeah.
We've been over this, Sawyer. He kidnapped a kid. Okay, don't keep bringing it up.
He paid his debt to the island society, which was nothing.
I was going to say, did you get beat up?
He might have got beat up. That apparently is how we deal with problems here on the island.
Well, we'll get to that.
Prison rule here.
Charlie suggests that Hurley be put in charge of divvying up the food because he has done it before. The source of Hurley's stash was when they first found the hatch. There was a pantry full of food, and Hurley was put in charge of divvying it up. So that's what he's referencing. Hurley's not having it.
No, he's very upset at that notion.
No, man, no. I'm not doing it. Right about this time...
Dave's introduced.
Yeah.
Is this the first time we see Dave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hurley sees out in the crowd a bald man wearing a bathrobe. Played ably by Evan Handler. I'm sure people
do we know
recognize
him
him from stuff. He was in Californication.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. He's all over the place. I'm just not remembering anything else other than Californication.
Character actor, you know him
people
from
have seen him
something.
in things because he's in all kinds of stuff. But yeah, he goes running off to the jungle and Hurley chases him. We get this funny sort of this chase music cue that we've heard before, which injects a bit of levity into this. Hurley chasing a man in a bathrobe and slippers through the jungle.
Not the first time somebody's just chased a random person into the jungle either, so it's a fairly common occurrence.
And I'm only just thinking about this now. Hurley, quite often, his adventures start with him chasing something into the jungle.
Yeah.
He chased Vincent with a hand one time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Fuck, I forgot about the hand.
With a hand.
Yeah, a human hand.
Yeah, severed hand.
As you do.
Yeah.
Hurley trips. He finds a shoe cold open.
Yep.
This was a 6-minute cold open, and it flowed really well, and I kind of liked it.
There was also no previously on. Most episodes of Lost have a previously on where they show a recap, and this one didn't have one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we come back from the card, and we're at the beach. Hurley's chilling. Libby comes to talk to him. She says, "I'm proud of you for what? For not freaking out." He freaked out a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
He did sprint into the forest, yeah.
And when they suggested he should be in charge of the food, he just shrieked no at the top of his lungs several times.
Yeah, in a very non-Hurley way. It was kind of manic.
Yeah. So he has the slipper and he's hiding it from her. So he
Shouldn't be very hard though to hide.
yeah, but he's clearly shaken. So
Yeah. Adam, this is Mark. I apologize. This conversation's you can tune out. For whatever reason, I mean, you can tune out most of this podcast, like our listeners do. So, for whatever reason, because I started thinking about Hurley's literal bad luck during this scene, right? And how like
curse,
he's cursed. Is Libby's death because Hurley's cursed?
Interesting question. Wow. Interesting. Oh, spoiler, Mark. Libby dies.
Hey, I have a bunch of Libby questions, so
Awesome.
Well, too bad.
I wonder. Yeah,
that answers all of them.
I wonder if her death is related to Hurley's curse.
I don't know.
I don't know if they
thinking
ever
about that.
said anything about it or not, but that's a good question.
Okay, moving on.
We cut to a flashback. Hurley is at a therapist. It appears that his mother has had him committed because of some sort of accident.
Yeah. He's talking with the doc about his weight loss or sort of, about what he had for lunch.
Another decently casted part here, Bruce Davison, Academy Award nominated actor. He's been in a ton of stuff. Like just
Did a great job.
cool. Cool to see him.
But most
in here.
importantly, he played the senator in the first X-Men movie that turned into a puddle. That's what
Senator
I'll always
Kelly.
remember him from.
Yep, exactly.
That's what he was nominated for the Academy Award for, right?
Yeah,
X-Men?
best supporting actor for X-Men.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
They chat a little bit about him Hurley opening up the accident, how he's not really, he's like, I'm here, but the doctor's like, you're not really doing the work, we should get to it. He's
Right.
like mentions Hurley mentions how his friend Dave isn't, like, he's like, I don't know, Dave doesn't think you're about anything, and the doctor's like, Dave seems kind of negative, and it's back and forth.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, not to like jump right to later.
Go for it. Please,
But that's
please say
exactly
it.
when I knew.
That's the moment that you
That-
knew.
Yeah, right when he says it. When he says it to Hurley, he says, "Dave sounds kind of negative," or something like that.
And you were like, Dave's not real.
I was thinking about it that, our generation, we have a partner brain that is cohabitated by seeing the Twin Towers fall and by being exposed to internet pornography at fairly young ages. And I feel like, our cynicism's high and our level for being duped by this kind of shit is pretty low.
Sure.
So yes, at this exact same moment, I was also like, Dave's not fucking real. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you don't get to try to pull one on us.
Yes, and the line of, he doesn't. What is it? He doesn't
want you to change.
He doesn't want you to change.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't exist. And I was like, that was a weird way to phrase that.
I think Kitsis and Horowitz are also aware of the audience's cynicism because they don't wait until the end of the episode to hit us with the fact that Dave's imaginary. It happens kind of about halfway through.
That and like it isn't the twist.
Right, exactly.
And that twist I was not expecting, which is neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I having had seen the show before, I already knew that Dave wasn't real from the beginning. So like, but yeah, I mean, like, it's rewatching them. Like, I think I probably would have figured this out back then as well. So
Right. Yeah.
So
Fight Club had already been a thing. Like, it's
Fight Club came out 7 years before this.
spoilers for Fight Club.
Dave wasn't real in that movie either.
In the basketball scene, just everybody acts like Dave's, and he verbalizes that nobody can see him, but I'm like, okay, yeah, this fits.
Yeah. Because Hurley goes and finds Dave playing basketball.
Well, is he?
Hurley goes to the gym.
Yeah.
And see some people playing basketball. Apparently, Dave among them.
Even playing basketball is a stretch to what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
They're enjoying the game of ball.
They are.
Yes.
They are
Yes.
recreating.
Enjoying the game of ball.
They're recreating in a gym.
That describes me playing any sport.
Dave is not real, but I mean, he must have been really trying because his pajamas are drenched down the front with sweat.
Are they?
Yeah.
In at least one shot. I don't know if it's all of them, but yeah, there's one where he's just like, he's got a lot. He says a lot of funny things throughout, and I think that also speaks to sort of he's just a part of Hurley, and Hurley tends to have quips, and like, I mean, Dave speaks Spanish, like. Like,
that was something in the episode where, like, I felt like there was so many, like, well written fun little lines, and they were happening so often that I didn't write them all down, and we're not even addressing most of them. But I really thought that their dialogue was was well written in this one.
My favorite one from the scene is where he just like shouts like, "Give up the rock!" Like,
And when the guy just puts the ball down and then fears from the net, he says, I can't remember exactly what Dave says, but
high
he's just
percentage
like,
shot.
high percentage shot right there, kiddo. Yeah.
so good.
I really hope a lot of that was ad lib.
Yeah, right. God, that was too funny. Dave's like, it's taco night, you know, like let's bail, whatever, and that's kind of the end of the flashback.
Fucking love taco night, baby.
Baby, we cut to the hatch. Jack is tending to Locke's door wound.
So did they find that location?
Yes,
Because I was
Yeah.
wondering where this was initially.
them locating the hatch was a big part of season 1. And then
Yeah.
season 2 revolves around the hatch. So yeah, there's a found location on the island that they discovered after about 40 days or something like that. So
I don't know why you'd be so confused, Mark. Obviously, it's a hatch that's in the
Obviously.
jungle near a riverbed, but also never again near a riverbed once they address it. Anywho.
also probably underground, but not the whole thing because one of the doors is at ground level and the other one's a tunnel that leads from.
Speaking of the doors, there is a point in which I only know her as the girl that is in The Fast and the Furious.
that's also
She-
how
That's
the
how
show knows her.
everybody knows her.
She, in a later scene, is leaving like an interrogation.
Yeah.
And she shuts this door that is kind of like very obviously just a very light sliding door. And the
Yup.
amount of added sound effect of like is like I was like, wow, that is a big door she just shut.
Yeah. The sound effect file name was pressurized hatch from International Space Station, and they were like, "Yep,
Yeah.
drag that one
That'll
into the
do it.
timeline, and we're done."
Yeah. We built a pocket door out of fucking Luan.
It looks
but,
like a folding closet door. Yeah.
like one of those accordion, like
yeah.
that just held shut with like a magnet.
Because she also like doesn't struggle with that door. She's just like whoop
No.
and just shuts
She's
it.
very strong.
Yeah, she's
Very
very
strong
very
girl.
powerful. Mark,
both emotionally and physically.
yes, I have a quick trivia game for you here, Mark. You get 2 guesses as to what Ana Lucia's job was before the island.
Before the island.
Yeah.
There's like no hints in the episode.
Yeah.
Was she a cop? Really?
Yeah, she was LAPD, and then TSA.
Same
Step up.
difference.
Yeah. So yeah, nicely done. Got it in one.
Fuck yeah, Mark, you're killing it.
They're like Locke's leg is broken.
It's a hairline fracture.
It's a hairline fracture. It'll be fine. It'll be a little swollen.
Whatever.
He seems like a drill sergeant-esque character. He's got the scar over the eye and everything.
Yep. He's pretty badass. Locke in general. He's a little all over the place as to what his wants and desires are, but he's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I gathered that he like was kind of a shot caller and hates being sidelined.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's got things to do, and he doesn't like being laid up.
Yeah.
So
Hates wheelchairs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Really, he can't stand
Hates
the
them.
old wheels.
Yeah. So they suggest a wheelchair so he can continue to be mobile. He says no. There's a set of crutches. He acquiesces and says the crutches will be fine.
don't bring home any more old crutches. Anyway,
Your Marge gets better every time you do it.
it's not great.
Well, that's why it gets better every time. Continuous in the hatch, Saeed is questioning Ben in
Oh my
in the room with the
God.
floppy door.
Yeah.
Dude, this scene was
That
fucking wild.
If you kind of break it into like 3 different little plot lines, Hurley's being the main one, and then the broken leg, and then the interrogation.
the ABC, yeah.
The interrogation was the one that I learned absolutely nothing from as I was watching, except for like, was he just on the island? That's what what I gathered is that they just found him as a person that was already on the island.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Mark,
You're in
you're
the
doing
neighborhood.
you're doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're picking up context clues, which is...
And they have a gun.
Yeah, they've got a gun.
Yeah.
Saeed, yeah, he's like, answer my questions or I'm just going to shoot you in the face.
I was waiting for him to not have a bullet in there
Yeah.
and be like, will you relax? It was never loaded.
Right.
shoots the wall.
Yeah, only
because he shoved. He would have just shot him in the face.
He was stopped by known murderer Anna Lucia, who's like, man, I sure do like shooting people, but you don't get to shoot people.
So she shoots people.
Oh, yeah.
That explains her very relaxed demeanor when he does pull the trigger. I was a little confused, but she goes like, will you cut that shit out?
Right. She's like, I saw that coming.
Yeah,
I'm like, I get it, but don't.
We don't be shooting just random people. Okay?
No.
Yeah.
Instead of like, are you crazy?
Yeah, because I mean, that should have fucking deafened all of them, too.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
What? Can't believe you did that. What? What?
I do want to back up just a hot second here. So, yes, Saeed does pull the goddamn trigger, which is buck wild. Yes. However, he's interrogating Henry. This is my favorite type of Henry, when we still know him as Henry.
Yep, Henry, yep.
And Saeed's got him caught in a fucking lie, and Saeed is having the time of his fucking life with it, because he's like, oh, so tell me again, why you took on this Henry Gale persona. He's like, the guy was dead, his neck was broken, and then Saeed's like, well, he didn't check his fucking wallet, dipshit, no bullets. Or no, there are bullets. And he's like, because man wrote a fucking note to his wife or girlfriend or significant other, and he was very much alive on this island, so you want to try your bullshit story again. And Michael Emerson is doing some fucking work in this scene.
Yeah. He changes gears on the lie just so smoothly. Good. Just like next lie. All right, that was not working. I've got one already ready. We're going to plan B lie, and I got lies all the way through plan G. So let's go. It's so good. I love Michael Emerson.
Yeah. And the thing, like, clearly they had to develop who Ben was over time. But this doesn't feel like, we wrote him as one character and then we just changed him into somebody else. I believe that this is layers of Ben, and I fucking love it.
I honestly think that Ben's probably one of the best written characters on the show.
Yeah.
Which one is Ben?
The beating victim, the almost murdered
human
guy.
Punching bag.
So that's not Henry?
That's his alias.
Okay.
His alias is Henry. His real name is Ben. I don't think they'd find out his real name until season 3.
Yeah.
So, for now, they just know him as Henry Gale.
His alias is that he's a hot air balloon enthusiast.
With a dead wife.
Yeah.
They all have one, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's a dangerous community, those hot air balloon daredevils.
They're dropping like flies.
We cut to a really pointless scene of Echo and Charlie building something.
Nothing happens.
Of note happens.
Moving on.
From there, at the construction site, we cut to the jungle. Hurley is still looking for Dave. He finds him.
Yeah.
And some fish crackers.
Hell yeah.
I was thinking to myself, like, what is a fish cracker? Like, because this is just generic brand food, Dharma Initiative fish cracker. And I was like, what the fuck is a fish cracker? Then he opened them. I was like, oh, goldfish. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, because I've had some Japanese. They were like Fritos, but they tasted like shrimp.
Oh boy.
And they were not good. And I was like, oh man, it's gonna be. And then I was like, oh yeah, goldfish crackers. Those things I've had once a fucking week since I was like 6. I don't know why my brain couldn't put the 2 and 2 together there, but
right. I think it's because we've been poisoned by Lost, and so like I saw fish cracker, I thought fish biscuit, and so
totally.
So I couldn't get past that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Hurley seeing Dave there tells Dave that he's not there, and that's when Dave whips a coconut at him.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And then pulls out another like he's about to just do even more damage.
Just like, you thought that was bad. I have a second coconut.
Jorge Garcia does some really phenomenal physical acting in this show. Like, he's always falling down and he's always getting like schwacked with stuff, and like takes the coconut right to the gut and like spits out all the goldfish crackers. And it's really good. I don't know. He's got very, very good comedic instincts.
Yeah, for sure. After he wangs him with the coconut, Hurley chases after him and runs into Charlie and Echo at their construction site. Did you see a guy with bathrobe and slippers come through here? Nah, I saw a polar bear on roller skates. Fuck you, Charlie.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Flashback. Hurley and Dave are playing Connect 4 with Leonard.
Connect 4, which is definitely a board game, which we've definitely not. Anyways.
Just is destroying, by the way.
Wrecking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you guys have ever played Connect 4 in your lives, but like you have to be incarcerated somewhere to play that game more than once or twice in a row.
Yeah,
Like-
you're in detention or you're like in like
Because like once or twice and you're like, this is fucking dumb. If we're going to keep playing a game, let's just play checkers.
yeah.
So, but yeah, just getting housed.
Yeah, he's playing with Leonard, who we've seen before, and he's just repeating the numbers, which, you know, again, when we brought up in the episode where we previously saw Leonard, we're like, how big of a deal is it that he's no longer catatonic and he's talking to Hurley? Apparently, it's a big fucking deal that they just don't draw attention to because this guy only says the fucking numbers.
What was that episode that we talked about the numbers the first time?
Called numbers.
It's the one where he wins the lottery, I think, isn't it? Or no, it's where he's already won the lottery and he goes to Australia.
Mark found the punchline. The joke was the episode was called Numbers.
Also, is that real? Did he win the lottery?
Yes, that is real.
Because Hurley says, I won the lottery. And Dave looks at him like, you didn't win the lottery, dude. So I was like, did he win the lottery?
He did in fact win the lottery. Hurley's worth like $150 million or something like that.
Yeah,
He's got
something
all
like
kinds of
that.
scratch. Yeah. Dave mentions escaping. He's like, dude, let's bail. We can get out of here real easy. And Hurley's a little reticent, but like they're they're buddies, so they talk about it, whatever. Dr. Brooks comes up. And he's like, hey, how's it going? Whatever. Hurley's like, Dave, blah, blah. It boils into, Brooks is like, hey, I'm going to take a picture for the bulletin board. So put your armor on Dave and I'll take a picture of the two of you and I'll put it on the bulletin board.
Oh, gee. Wonder how that's going to shake out.
Again, if you didn't already know that Dave was invisible,
yeah.
this will 100% result in a Polaroid of a man with his armor on a chair.
Yeah.
The Polaroid, by the way, looks like he's in a dark cave. When he shows him that, I'm like, is there no lights?
No,
in
not
that
at all.
room?
Apparently not.
Well, that's direct flash photography. It's trash, and I'm not going to get on my fucking soapbox right now. Hurley decides he's not going to take his meds and seems to be going along with what Dave is suggesting.
Yep. From there, we go to the beach. Sawyer is a grown man who doesn't know how to open an Oreo.
And then when he breaks it, he throws it away.
Right. Okay, it's broken.
Just eat the fucking
Just
cookie.
eat
It tastes the same.
Some good character development, yes.
He makes some really racist jokes about Saeed.
Holy shit, yeah.
One of the most racist things I think Sawyer has said thus far. Like he's made some pretty racist jokes. This one I was like, holy fuck! I cannot believe they got away with this.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Because that was really bad. And he also makes some fat jokes about Hurley, which are equally as bad. Well, I don't know, but equally, they're bad. It's all bad. You cross a line, and eventually the badness, it's just all bad. Hurley fucking works him over,
Dude.
He's had it. He's like,
Just fucking
sick of
spear
your shit.
tackles his ass.
Yeah, into his own tent. It was like the cartoon fight, just like the cloud of smoke with like a fist
It really
and
was.
an ampersand coming out of it. Like,
When he pulls him back under the tarp, just like incredible. And we talked before when Hurley like grabbed Sawyer and was trying to like, I forget, somebody was fighting and Hurley was trying to break it up, and we're like, man, what if Hurley was a little bit more confident with like, his physical abilities and fought Sawyer? Well, apparently if you grab a hold of Sawyer and pin him down, you can knock the snot out of him, Hurley.
You can just get it all out, just work it all out on that built-up frustration over the nickname. Because as he's pounding on him, he just gives him the litany of names that he's been called in the past by Lardo and what do you call deep dish and blah blah. You just like
He's been keeping a mental tally.
Yeah. Then my favorite part of this then happens. Sun and Jin come out of their tent to see what's going on, and they see that Hurley's pounding Sawyer, and they both just smile.
Yeah. That was great.
Even though Sawyer has turned a bit of a corner and we're starting to like him, everybody's still like, fuck that guy.
Right. In this, his redemption starts somewhere after this point, somewhere along season 3, because here everybody's just like, we'll break this up, but like in a second, okay?
Yeah.
Let him have
how
his
this
time,
shakes out.
Yeah. Hurley earned this. And then eventually Jin goes over and breaks up the fight, splits.
Yeah. And Sawyer yells out, like, because he doesn't understand why
Him
Hurley was
saying,
so upset.
why, what did I do?
Yeah.
That I was like, okay, dude, what? You know what you did. You fucking know what you did. Don't be so stupid.
Well, the misdirect is because he thought probably just because he was calling him names or something like that.
Sure.
It's because he called him crazy.
Right.
And
It
insinuated
the big C word, that
Right.
actually does set him off, whereas like the other big names certainly didn't help. But yeah, so you did. You kept fucking mouthing off to him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Be nice.
That's what you
fucking
get.
prick. Yeah, that's what you get. Talk shit, get hit.
Yep.
Talk shit, get hit. Talk smack, get hacked.
There you go.
Wait, what was that?
That's a good one. I've never heard that one before.
Oh,
Talk smack, get hacked? Fuck yeah. Dig it.
Trying to dodge that's from playing video games for my entire life. That's what I'm trying to dodge. Dodged it.
Libby comes to check. Kate.
Kate and Sawyer saying that's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, Kate,
Heard you
Sawyer's
got your
fixing his
ass kicked.
tent. And, Kate comes over and busts his balls a little bit.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever. Then Libby comes to check on Hurley. He's packing up some stuff. She's like, what the fuck?
I'm running away from home, Mom. That's pretty much
Basically,
yeah.
It's like, I'm going to go be in a hermit in the caves. Nobody lives there anymore. That's where I'm going to go live.
Be one of those cave guys who's just naked and just yells at people.
throws poop at people.
Yeah, that was
that's
a
what it
pretty,
is,
pretty
yeah.
wild thing to add into his litany of stuff that he's going to do. It's like, you could skip that part. You could grow a big bushy jungle beard and just not whip shit at people.
There's a level of levity at through the whole show. I feel like they never kind of let it get too crazy.
Yeah, too heavy, too serious. Yeah, like there's always a certain part of it that just keeps it just light enough.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like, I got to go be a cave guy. And Libby's like, says something to the effect of like, let me help you. And he says, you can't help me. No one can, which really sort of hits her pretty hard. You can tell.
Yeah.
She's got incredibly piercing eyes, as we've described Juliet. She has eyes from the land of wind and ghosts. So, she does a really good just like facial acting of like, ow, that hurt.
Yeah, no doubt.
Which they need to, because the close-ups on this show are pretty, they're, especially the conversations between those two are just the whole frame is just their face. Yeah.
This entire show is shot in wide shots and close-ups. They don't believe in mediums.
No,
Thank you for picking up on that.
Hurley starts making his way to the cave, and while he's en route, his bag rips open. His stash of peanut butter breaks open on a rock.
Which really no other option besides get in there right now,
Well, and that's the thing too. It speaks to like when him saying he's sick. It's like he's a compulsive eater. Like that's how he deals with his feelings, with it, with these
stress,
feeling frustrated, he's feeling hurt, broken, lost, whatever. Like
totally.
So he licks peanut butter off of a leaf because he's a compulsive eater.
Dave shows up.
Yup, Dave's still there. Flashback.
Well, no, isn't this where Dave hits him with "You're not here, you're in the hospital"? Is that it? Because I have that as a note here.
I really do actually like the idea of Dave and the construct that is.
I do
Dave,
too.
In that he is essentially his guilty conscience saying that you deserve to be where you are. You don't deserve to go out and be happy and do stuff.
I feel, and again, Mark, this plays into more information that you might not know, but I wonder if, like, the island has something to do with turning Dave kind of evil or nefarious. You know what I mean? Like, he seemed to be sort of chummy with Hurley, but as we're about to find out, maybe his intentions are a little bit more nefarious.
Right.
I think there was a commercial here or something, because there's a flashback, and then after the flashback is when they do the island's not real, it's in your head.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But it's all continuous because they are at the place where they have that conversation.
yeah.
In the flashback, Hurley he's doing the homework that Dr. Brooks assigned him earlier, saying things he likes about himself. I like XYZ, blah, blah, blah.
Was it difficult writing that? Well, I missed some spelling.
We find out what the accident was.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, right? Apparently there was some sort of get-together party, something like that. Hurley went out at a deck that collapsed, and a couple of people died in the accident. Dr. Brooks tries to reaffirm in him, like, this wasn't your fault. This was going to happen anyway. There were 23 people in a place built for 8.
Right.
That was going down regardless if you came there. It's just...
Yeah. That's some real fucking heavy shit, man.
Yeah.
Most of our Hurley episodes are real fun and carefree. This is pretty dark, and I like how quickly it turned on a dime.
And Dave is like just like an entire, like literally a creation of that event.
Yeah, it's a creation, it's a manifestation of Hurley's guilt over those people's deaths.
Because everybody else is like trying to make him realize it's not his fault, get over it, and kind of like become like a regular person.
Mm-hmm.
And like Dave is like,
you owe something.
Yeah, you don't have the right to just
not yet
act like a normal person.
You've got to pay for somehow, some way, and that is being uncomfortable in your own body, dealing with your feelings by just eating, whatever. Like, there's a penance you owe, and that's Dave.
The Dr. Brooks. Brooks says, after the accident, you stopped talking, you stopped going out, you stopped interacting with people, you never stopped eating, and that's how you punish yourself.
Yeah, right.
Which is like a key like thing, I think, that line specifically.
Yeah.
And then, guys, did you see this fucking reveal coming? He's
that
like,
is right there.
Yeah, this is the place where he's like, hey, here's a picture that I took the other day of you and Dave, the Polaroid.
Oh no,
Dave's not real, man.
Dave's not here. Wow.
Your arm around nothing.
Yeah.
Actually, I paused it at this moment to see how it was about 22 minutes into the runtime where they gave this reveal. So like I said, I'm glad they didn't use the Dave's not real as the big reveal or the big twist for the episode. I thought that was well done. But that night, Hurley and Dave are going to escape. Dave appears in Hurley's room. We know how he got in there because he's not real. He's like, let's go, man. They get ready. On the way out, fucking drive through lasagna on the way. Dave's just like, hey, don't forget to have
lasagna so fucking bad.
They get out to the play. Hurley apparently stole Dr. Brooks' keys. They unlock the window.
That was interesting because Dave tells him you stole the keys off of his desk, and Hurley's like, it's very Fight Clubby. Like the gun's not in your hand; it's in my hand. Like,
very interesting. But unlocks the door. Dave hops out. Like, let's go, man. He's like, no. He's starting to, even if he's not prepared to fully admit that Dave is imaginary or whatever, he is at least going to try to get better, even if he can't.
He recognizes that Dave doesn't have his best interests in mind.
Exactly. There you go. Hurley stays in the hospital. Cut to the jungle. This is where Dave explains to Hurley that the whole island, everything, not only Dave, not only this version of Dave, but the island, everything, the lottery is all a figment of his imagination. He's still in Santa Rosa mental hospital. He's in some sort of catatonic state, but he knows how to help him escape this catatonic state. They take a walk out to this really high cliff overlooking the ocean.
Great place to live, by the way. My God, the views.
Oh, yes. We've said it before, and we'll say it again. Hawaii's fucking beautiful.
Hawaii's fucking gorgeous. Never go there.
Leave it alone.
Yep, stay away.
But yeah, like Dave starts to justify why this is a figment of his imagination. Like, the numbers in this fucking hatch that you happen to find on a jungle island, those are the fucking dude's numbers, and the lottery that you magically won, those are the same numbers, and like this hot woman is just into you. This is all in your fucking head, dude, and you need to jump off the cliff and die in this dream so you can wake up in the hospital.
It's a pretty good sales pitch because Hurley,
it's not bad,
kind of seems to believe it a little bit.
I mean, if I was stuck in a catatonic state, I assume I would have a hot figment of my imagination that looks just like John Locke. I
was going to say, I would 100% have Elizabeth Mitchell and Cynthia Watros being just like, no, you're a good dude, come on, let's hang out. And then Dave is like, I'll prove it to you, and he jumps.
Yeah.
So, all right. damn.
Because I think Dave is realizing that Hurley's just about to be like really moving on, like really getting to a better place. So he's like, so Dave, the guilty conscious, is like, it's kind of now or never.
Right.
This dude needs to off himself, or he's gonna actually get better.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, it's like one of those like a last ditch type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this is the time. This is the fork in the road. Either he gets better or he kills himself.
Although when he's like creating the big lie to get him to jump, which is, the numbers, think about like those numbers, like what are the odds of that and stuff. That made me think that Hurley is kind of like weirdly like the main character of this, whatever being stuck on this island is, because that's like an actual fact that those were like the same.
Yeah.
That wasn't like
Yeah.
like those numbers that that person in there said were the numbers.
They were the numbers that he did play in the lottery. They are in the hatch. Like, like,
which is just kind of like a fact that he threw into his like fake lie of like a story, but those are true.
Those are true things. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that might be a bigger thing later.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting thought, Mark.
Look at me.
Look at the big brain on Mark.
Huge brain. The amount of wrinkles on this bad boy is insane.
That means it's old. Mine's smooth as an egg.
Cut to the hatch. Locke wants to talk to Ben.
Oh, Anna Lucia, that's not how you reassemble a gun, you fucking dipshit.
The other thing too here is this is the I want to do something. You can't. Come on. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your daddy? I am.
That's right. Get out of my way. Ana Lucia relents and is just like, yeah, okay, you can talk to him. Lets him in.
I've earned this.
Yeah, I've heard it. Why? What? How? Okay, sure.
Okay, whatever.
Because you got your leg crushed in a door? Okay, then fine.
Because you did it a door jam bad?
So he goes in there and talks to Henry / Ben. Benry. He tells him he didn't push the numbers. He didn't do like while Locke was trapped, while everything was going weird. Ben had the opportunity to go push the buttons. And he describes to him what happened during the button pushing sequence, the timer rolling over the hieroglyphics, the loud noise, the blah blah blah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then he says he didn't do it. He's like, it just like it did all that, and then I didn't do anything, and then it just started over.
Yeah.
Which is the source here of Locke's later disillusionment with the button that we've seen in other Lost Unlost episodes, where we've seen like this is where it comes from.
But you can tell that Locke doesn't want to believe him. He's like, no, that has to be a lie.
Yeah, right.
And Henry says, no, I'm done lying, which I fucking love.
Yeah.
Because this is just the beginning of Henry lying.
If you thought that was lying, wait till you get a load of what I'm about to lay on you. Because, everything about Ben is a lie, especially the things that are true.
One fantastic little piece of spooky lore here, because Locke says something about God knows how long we've been here, and Ben says God doesn't know how long we've been here. He can't see the island just like no one else can. And I was like, yes, that's dude, fucking Lost spooky shit slam dunk right there, baby.
Yep. That was a real good line, and well delivered.
Hell yeah, dude! Michael Emerson's just earning his fucking paycheck.
Yep. We cut back to the cliff. Hurley's getting ready to jump, but Libby shows up.
Do a flip.
She tries to convince him why and how the island's not just in his head. She lays out a bunch of stuff. She explains to him her experiences on the island. Who was the guy that he had a broken leg or whatever. What was his name? You don't know it because that happened to me, not you. I'm not in your head. I liked how she was like, you saying that this is like that. You invalid, like, that's such an insult. Like, I really liked that because, like,
it was still soft though how she said it. She could have said it like, "Dick move," by the way, just saying I'm not even a real person.
But it was like it was gentle, but it was a reality that I think speaks to her training. Mark, you don't know this, but she's a clinical therapist or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
She's some sort of mental health therapist.
She helps your brain get smooth like a fish.
And so I think that's a little bit of speaks to her expertise. She hits him with some truth, but delivers it in a comforting way, literally talking him off the ledge. And then they kiss.
Smooch.
Very romantic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hurley gets rejected for the second kiss, though.
Yeah.
You
But,
gotta take them where you can get them.
Yeah, you gotta leave the audience riveted.
I mean, yeah, don't get greedy, bro. One's pretty. I mean, we're just getting started here. Let's just relax. Settle down.
Settle down.
Settle down.
We cut to the final flashback of the episode.
Oh man.
Just cut back to the thing, just to reinforce the fact that Dave wasn't real. We see a point of view of Dr. Brooks taking the photo of Hurley at the table with Leonard. Hurley puts his arm around the chair. Nobody's there. And the camera slowly turns to the person whose point of view we were looking at.
Oh,
Which,
no.
if I could cut you off,
Yeah.
just prior to that, the way that they walk off frame, they're holding hands,
Yep.
and he walks off frame first,
Yep.
and he's still, giddy.
Mhm.
She, as soon as she's walking kind of behind him, and as soon as he is looking forward and not at her anymore, she has and it's like very obvious on screen because she walks right towards the camera, is like not happy.
Right.
It's like right when
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
an actor, it's like right when an angry old actor, like they yell cut and he's like, ugh. It's like
Yeah.
that's what she does.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to this scene,
Yeah.
and it's like, I think it's like a perfect, because you see that and you're like, that was weird. Was that just kind of like
Her forgetting to continue to
forgetting
act
to
off it.
continue
Yeah.
to act? Yeah.
yeah.
no.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
And
you're
like,
right.
Oh, okay.
Because, yeah, the point of view that we were getting in the flashback is fucking Libby. She's sitting there at a table just a few feet away from
Fucking
Hurley and Dr. Brooks.
Doinked out of her mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's-
Wow. They give her some pills. She downs them. And, yeah, just like vacant eyes, just like disheveled hair, like rough shape, whatever's happening to her.
Which to me, like, I saw that as like a plan forming, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know
I
what
saw
the
this
fuck
as
it
like
is.
she was like, that dude right there, I'm gonna follow that guy.
Interesting.
But that's just me. I like that this ending fully meets the expectation that I had in my head from other people talking about the show, which is every episode at the end, there's more questions that are never answered ever. And so every single episode ends with you being like, I learned some stuff that I didn't need to know, and now there's more questions that I don't. I just want to know the answers.
Yeah.
I just want a clean rap.
And that's how they got 6 years out of this show. By doing that to people. Lost. Oh man. That's Dave. We did it. We did it, guys.
Nice.
Very nice.
Let's get into it right away. Did we like it? Was it good? Those are the questions we're here to answer. Kick us off, Mark. Did you like this? / was it good?
Yeah. For cable TV in 2006, I think this was great. It made me want to watch more of the show. And if that's like
Nice.
the
There
criteria
you
for
go.
good, then there you go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool. JP?
I'm gonna take a second on this.
Sure.
I liked it. I do not think it was good.
Okay.
In sort of the greater Lost, like the story we're telling and the characters we're examining, I feel like this episode and a whole bunch of like writing about how they just keep mysteriously coming across food is to explain how Jorge Garcia is on a jungle island stranded and is not losing a shitload of weight. I feel like, yes, it's super fun to watch Hurley. I think that the dialogue was well written. I enjoyed the fuck out of it, but that's because Hurley's one of the only like true characters on the show,
Right.
or I would say he's the most well written and likable character. But I feel like in terms of a Lost episode, this doesn't really feed much good information.
Gotcha.
With
And
that
you think
said,
it
I
spawned
enjoyed.
from like, sorry, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
You think it like spawned from less of like they had an idea and they were like, we should turn this into an episode, and more of they had a problem, which was
Yes.
how do we explain that? Because they have like, I guess when you would create a show, you have a list of things where like, so what do we do when the audience wonders about this? Or what do we do when
Right,
the audience
right.
questions this? And one of them is, why does he never lose weight?
Right.
So they're like, okay, well, we'll write an episode about that.
Right. Like it's the second year of this show. We have to explain
Yeah.
why the men aren't, their hair isn't
Why?
growing, why don't they have beards?
Which is a fine story how they ended up fixing that problem.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I get that.
So
Yeah.
but again, I cannot stress enough. I fucking love this episode. It was great. So like,
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of you to different shades. I will never not enjoy a Hurley episode.
Yeah, they're so
Every
good.
every single one of them I remember I enjoy, and as we're rewatching them, I am enjoying them just as much, if not more, than I remember. And it speaks to, again, how well written I think Hurley is in general.
Yeah.
We get a little extra special stuff with Michael Emerson being well written as Ben Linus.
So good.
But yeah, throughout, the source of the problem is this is an episode about why Hurley's fat, and but then right at the end, this classic spooky lost twist does make me immediately, as soon as we were done, I was like, I want to watch the next episode, even though we've already watched it.
Yeah, but totally.
Have you watched season 2, episode 19 already?
We
yes,
have.
you have. I see it there.
Yep. We certainly have. SOS is the next episode after this. It has nothing to do with Hurley. It's all about
SOS is
Rosa.
after this?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Ugh.
SOS is a good episode too.
It's a good episode, but that makes no sense because we talked about in that episode how it felt like, oh, this should have been like a season 1 episode.
Yeah. The only reason it was a season 2 episode is because Bernard hadn't been introduced yet.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, talk about a momentum killer fucking late in season 2. Like this and then SOS.
I think that, Dave has the same problem as SOS. I think this would have been better served being earlier in the run of season 2 or even maybe late in season 1, because we're supposed to be ramping up to the penultimate and finale episodes of season 2, and we've just had 2 episodes in a row where it's just like, Rose and Bernard are cute, and this is why Hurley can't lose weight.
Yeah. Wow.
So...
You gotta get those filler episodes in a little earlier.
Right. Don't put them. Yeah. Don't put them right at the end.
Network television. I'm glad that you're dying.
So there we go. So then let's do the next bit of it. We always got to find out who ran the show, who deserves a wreath and a laurel and and a big old bottle of champagne. Who is our lost MVP? Mark, kick us off.
No.
Yes, you have to go first. You're the guest.
What's his name? Did you say his name was Cole? What did you say his name was?
Cole?
The
Sawyer?
black guy that's building something.
Oh, Echo?
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite character
Echo?
of the episode.
Mr. Echo?
He's very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like super nice to Hurley because Charlie's just like, hey, whatever you say, fat guy. And then he's just like, no man, you're good.
All right, that's good. I like that.
And he's like working.
Yeah.
And everybody else is just like, is there food on the island? And he's just like, I'm building a shelter.
Building a shelter for your soul, because we find out later it's a church.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking Echo's like, you got a strong back. I'm not going to tell you what we're building. Just move that stuff around.
It's so good.
Smooth that
I like that. I like that a lot, Mr. Echo.
God.
JP, what about you?
Oh, here on Lost on Lost, we're big fans of Big Pharma. So the creators of clonazepam, from the makers of tetralazine and Provasic, are those the 2 drugs from the 2 Fugitive movies? Maybe. We're here on Lost on Lost. We're big fans of Big Pharma and pharmaceuticals, and we're definitely not getting kickbacks and clonazepam.
Interesting that they named it. The name brand there.
Yeah. They didn't just say generic, whatever, Halidol or whatever the name of...
They didn't need to say the name of the... We call it, when you kind of see drugs in a mental place, like, I get kind of what those are.
Yeah,
they
those are...
mellow you out, whatever.
They're either sedatives or anti-psychotics.
Yeah.
Like, they're not giving people ADHD medicine. Like, it's heavy shit.
Hey, if you need pills to help keep your mind sort of even keel, I support that shit.
Yes, do it. Better living through chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hell yeah. Adam.
My lost MVP is going to go to one Ben Regale Linus.
Fuck yes.
Very strong acting from...
One of us has to take it seriously, so that makes sense.
I mean, Echo's pretty serious. And no, we don't have to do anything seriously out here. There are no rules here.
We're watching this show out of order.
There's one rule to this, and we're not doing that.
I've never watched the show or the podcast, but I'm here. I've learned a lot about both.
But yeah,
Hell
Ben / Henry Gale. Just like cool stuff in there, like pushing the mythology along a little bit, or at least the conflict along a little bit of season 2. The survivors versus the others. Just good acting. Like I like watching him. Like Michael Emerson, whatever he does in the show, I like watching him do it because he does it well. So yeah,
love it.
So we've had a good time chatting about the people and pills that we've liked in this episode. But now we have to talk about the things that made us sad. there is an aspect of the show that it's just sometimes somebody doesn't pull their weight, somebody isn't being a team player, making the show better, but actively making it worse by their presence. Who is the lost forever? Who, Mark, is your lost forever?
Come back to me.
Okay. JP, who's your lost forever?
Nurse Lazenby. Listen, I recently rewatched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Fucking phenomenal movie. And I'm just getting Nurse Ratched vibes from her.
Yeah.
Take your fucking pills, Hurley. Listen, if he don't want to take the pills, he doesn't have to take the pills. I know that kind of goes against my MVP, but you know what? I need anti-psychotics. Adam.
Ronald Reagan.
Honestly, yeah, always going to be the correct answer.
Yeah, I mean, you're rarely going to go wrong with Ronald Reagan, but like, again, his defunding of national mental health, national mental health hospitals, and like all that stuff, that all of that just creates the continuing problem of people not getting the care they need, especially when it comes to mental health. And the Santa Rosa mental health facility looks like this place that doesn't have enough funding, and doesn't have enough staff, and people are just barely hanging on. And had Ronald Reagan not defunded national mental health back in the 80s, just trying to get back at John Hinckley, maybe things would be better. So Ronald Reagan.
Hey, Adam, I got some good news for you.
Oh, yeah?
He's still dead.
Thank God. Oh, thank God. Mark, coming back to you.
Oh, right.
I know we gave you a lot to draw upon with our picks.
I think it's going to be Fast and the Furious Girl.
Hell yeah.
Because the show would have taken a more interesting turn, in my opinion, if he had shot him in the face.
I love
I
how
don't
Saeed...
know like the rest of the plot arc of the show, and Ben seems like a very important character, so lacking him might be a big problem.
But you're right. If Saeed would have killed Ben right there.
Yeah. And then the other guy, the white guy, comes back in that I can't remember the name of, but he comes in and he's like, oh my God, dude.
You gave that dude a head canoe. I had questions for him. Fuck.
Dude,
that's so good.
I love how Saeed was ready to straight up murder a guy, and we on the show here are just like, he gets past. It's fine.
It's fine.
And fucking when he leaves the room, everybody's like, all right, Saeed, your gun privileges have been revoked for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Go take a lap, and then you come back, and we'll give you the weapon.
Holy shit.
That's awesome, because I think that's also the first time that Ana Lucia has been lost forever, and not just because she was a cop. But for an actual good, real reason.
Yeah, man. Things would have shaped out real differently if you just would have let Saeed fucking ice fucking Henry.
Oh, man. That would have been fucking ice cold. That would have been so funny. If this was on HBO, that's probably what would have happened.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or if she just like let him do it, and then he did it, and then he looked at her, and she was like, nice.
Nice. Good form.
Good form.
And then
Great job.
And then from the other room, Locke, hey, I hear gunshots.
What's happening?
Nothing.
Oh, my God.
That's amazing.
Mad Dog.
Oh, that's me, apparently.
Thank you for joining us. This was fantastic.
Yeah, this is so
great.
good.
Adam, what are we watching next time?
We are next time going to be watching season 1, episode 10, Raised by Another.
Oh,
featuring
yes,
Claire. Good old Claire.
You know, I mean, now that we have Nikki and Paulo to hate, like I don't hate Claire as much, but I'm still just kind of like.
I feel like you've softened on Claire a little bit as time has gone by, but not entirely.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah, I don't know any of these characters.
I love Claire. I love Claire so much. But yeah, so that's what we're doing next time, Raised by Another. So if you want to be lost with us, make sure to check that out before 2 weeks from now. And,
hell yeah.
And check it out. And yeah, Mark, thanks again for taking the time, stopping by, chatting with us. This was a blast.
Yep, we'll have you back on for another episode that you won't understand.
It'll make even less sense because you'll be using the context of one episode.
Yes. Everyone I know will be dead. It'll be an entirely new cast. I cannot.
Basically.
Excellent. Cool.
Awesome.
All right. And again, thanks to the listeners out there and to our coffee supporters. We appreciate
Hell
it. We appreciate y'all listening and taking the time to hang out with us. It's a crack up, man. So,
Hey, thank you guys.
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm Adam.
I'm JP.
Do you have any idea what's going on in the show?
No.
Me neither. Lost on Lost is produced and edited by me and JP.
We wish to acknowledge that we live, work, and produce our show on occupied land.
Burbank, California is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Tongva, Chumash, Kizh, and Fernandino Tataviam peoples.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Peoria, Potawatomi, Miama, and Ho-Chunk peoples.
And Lost was produced in Hawaii on the lands of the Kanaka Maoli.
Visit native-land.ca to learn more about the land you live and work on.
You can engage with us on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at Lost on Lost 1.
You can also email us at wearelostonlost@gmail.com or support us with dollar monies at coffee.com/wearelostonlost.
Thanks to Lostpedia and its community of contributors, Danny Schmitz, random.org, and as always, you the listeners for tuning in.
We're hosted at Podbean. You can hear us there or wherever you get your podcasts, except MySpace. We're not on MySpace.
Yet.